This is our Winter Solstice 2025. It's the 21st of December, and we've just passed through, and still including today, a very powerful 3-day period, the 19th, the 20th, and the 21st, when three Eye Atlas, a comet, was kind of passing really close to our Earth. And the thing that's fascinating about this comet energy is that it's coming from another system, another galaxy, another system, bringing in a different kind of energy than our solar system has. So there's a lot of, you maybe saw it on the internet or heard it on the news, but there was a lot of, activity around it coming in, anywhere from conspiracy theories to hearing what astrologers and astronomers were saying, and scientists about the connection with this field. So over the past couple of days, if you have felt kind of just low energy, dreamy energy, spacey energy, that may have been you tuning into this field that came by the Earth. And so scientists basically just said it was a asteroid kind of moving, a comet kind of moving across the Earth's energy field. But the information I have is that it was carrying energy, more of these light codes that we're talking about and hearing about, and new frequency shifts into our field, into the Earth's field, and sort of another layer of distributing new awareness. So of course we all know that we're on the new Earth, and we're still carrying our tapes, our belief systems, our old, memories from the old Earth, and from all of our karmic interactions, our genetic heritage, and our karmic heritage. And so that's in the process of being released, being purified, to move us further along on our evolutionary path. That said, a lot of what came up for us in the last couple of weeks, information-wise from Spirit, was very much about this idea of releasing, letting go, purifying, and evolving. So we do have a theme or a slogan for 2026 already, and that's release, purify, evolve. And the evolutionary part is coming fast, faster than some of our emotions, our thoughts, our belief systems kind of want to go sometimes. And so one of the best ways to get more in alignment with this frequency is to spend that restful time to breathe here on the darkest, longest day of the year is a really, really good time to go inward. And if you've had the time to do it in the past couple of days, that's extremely helpful. It's not something you just do for 3 days, as we're always talking about. Your practice is important. So you're just breathing consciously, or setting yourself some time to just daydream or meditate during this time. And I know it's a busy season, but just taking some quiet time to go inward, to contemplate, to meditate, to say your prayers, to go out and walk in nature and be with the elements. So right now in Northern California, the elements are very misty, rainy, wet. We've got a lot of water. And I found some mornings when it's kind of misty and the rain's misting that it's really nice to be out in that element rather than kind of cowering inside. So, don't be afraid of the cold or the elements or the snow or the rain. Just allow yourself to kind of connect to nature and to your eternal self as much as possible. So to open tonight, let's focus on the breath. Setting your container of light above the head, below the feet, in front of the body, behind the body, to the right and the left of the body. So continuing to breathe, taking those few moments to really set that container, make it real for you. Just go over it above my head, below my feet, in front, behind, to the right and the left. And remember, it's about 4 feet from the edges of your body. So keeping that in mind, breathing in, breathing out, relaxing, letting go, feeling the bottoms of your feet. You can wiggle your toes, straightening your spine, feeling the top of your head, and imagining the poles, the polarity, the pole, the top of the head, the bottom of the feet, the crown chakra to the root chakra, and down the legs and through the bottoms of the feet to the core of the new healed whole Mother Earth. And bringing your right hand up to your belly area and your left hand up to your heart area. I'm breathing in and out. You can gently rub those areas. Repeat out loud. I'm fully connected at my base to the new healed whole Mother Earth. To the new healed whole Mother Earth, fully connected to and supported by. And breathing in, feeling the energy traveling all the way up your body through the central column in the body, coming through the top of the head, reaching up to the stars, to the galaxy, to the heavens, to the angels, the guides, the guardians, just whatever feels like the expansive spiritual connection to you. Breathing in and out. And bringing that energy down through the body, all the way through the body, down to the feet, and then breathing in and pulling the energy all the way up through the body and out the top of the head, and just mingling that energy together. We'll just use our breath exercise that was given to us on the full moon in December, and that is the breathing in. So as you breathe in, imagine your heart is very open. And you're just breathing energy through the center of your hand, into your heart, comes out the back, goes up the back of the body to the crown chakra, and you feel the crown chakra go down to the heart, and you feel the heart chakra come up to the crown, and you feel the crown and the heart shifting with your breath, breathing in, breathing out. Divine Mother, Divine Father, Ascended Masters, Archangels, Guides, Guardians, I come on behalf of this circle this evening. I come on behalf of all the individuals. May divine order, perfect harmony, and the frequency that supports them in connecting to the new healed whole Mother Earth and the heavens force, may that be available to them in every cell of your body, available to you in every cell of your body. Breathing in, breathing out, releasing, purifying, evolving, breathing in, breathing out, and shaking off the shoulders, letting things go, and setting an intention. So usually on the solstices, because of the importance of the equinox and the solstices, so the energy of a equinox, solstice, these points of the year when the seasons shift, we have an influence of the energy of the kind of astrology that's set at that point in time that lasts for about 6 months. And so when we get to the spring equinox, when everything is in Aries, there's a lot of big changes. So 0 point of Aries is kind of the recreation. It's the start of the wheel again in astrology. It's the beginning of the new. So we're set to move from a lot of the water kind of earth signs that our major planets have been in. They're going to be moving into air and fire coming in the next 6-month period. And what's important about that is it's along with all this new, it's fast moving. When you have the earth signs and the water signs, you have time to go into the depths using that watery energy to kind of get down there and look at your emotions, look at the stuff that might be releasing, and have the ability to ground more solidly. But when you start to get into air and fire, fire is very purifying, cleansing, just as water is in its own phase, fire is in a different phase, and with air, it's very fast moving. So think of wildfire and how quickly things can happen with that. So as you're breathing in and you're breathing out. Thinking of that, feeling the energy coming up from the core of the earth, feeling the energy coming down from the heavens force, meeting in your body in that midpoint chakra, the heart chakra, and just bursting through, opening the heart, cleansing, breathing in, breathing out. Release, purify, evolve, evolutionary energy for the collective and for the individual. So I did send you an email, although I don't know if everybody got it because we're so busy and so much is coming through. I think all the, holiday to order stuff and orders and notes and things that you might have missed it. But when you do find it later in your inbox, there's some notes that Sonia Elson wrote up for us on the chart of our winter solstice. So when you chart an event, or we talked about this a little bit on the Sunday call for those of you who are on this morning, when we chart an event, you set up the chart for an event or a time or something that's going to happen the same way you would for an individual. So you have to find the time of day, the birth of, this is set for the country, for Washington D.C., so for our country, United States of America. And so this is a chart that is, so the clock face or the wheel of the chart looks like the pizza with the 12 sections. That would have the same planets and everything in different time zones in different places, but in the U.S. clock, the position of the houses would be different. So if you're looking at an astrologer from Greece, she would have maybe the same planets in the same signs, but she or he, but they would be in different houses based on the time that Greece's birthday is. So United States birthday, July 4th, 1776, so on and so forth, places us, our things, drawing this chart up right now, in Capricorn. So this is a Capricorn solstice, which usually is around the winter solstice. The sun is in Capricorn, but right now the sun is in Capricorn, the moon is in Capricorn, Venus is in Capricorn, Mars is in Capricorn, Vesta is in Capricorn. So most everything is in Capricorn, which is kind of a really interesting, because one of the major all-around energies of Capricorn is manifestation. So if you have a lot of Capricorn in your chart, depending on the placement and what might be there, you're someone who can take an idea and manifest it. You can make it solid. You can bring it into the solid world and build that business, build that house, build that relationship, whatever it is. And so having Capricorn energy this powerful on the winter solstice, which is a time for going in, releasing, and looking at what you want to manifest, what you want to bring forth, is really potent. It's really it's a really strong energy. So we're looking at a time where you individually can think of what you want to see happening, coming to fruition in that 6-month period. And so in between the 6-month period, you go to the 3 months and you'll start to see the seed that you planted maybe sprouting. And within 6 months, you can really see it solidly happening. So it is a time to really think about what you want to see in your world, in your life, and definitely what you want to release. The winter solstice is all about examining what we don't want to keep, bring forward, have in our lives anymore. And individually, working with people recently, I have seen a lot of this wanting to, let go of things, wanting to simplify, wanting to make life a little bit easier. So if you're thinking right now, any thoughts about, I've noticed that myself, I'm cleaning the closet, I don't want stuff anymore, I don't want superficial relating or relationships, I'm pulling in a little bit and really filtering the things that I'm doing, like how beneficial are they to my practice? How beneficial are they to my growth? How am I using my energy? What do I want to do with it? And of course, bringing in that energy of compassion. So the moon, the sun, in Capricorn right now, Vesta and Pluto, so the moon, Vesta, and Pluto are in the 12th house in this chart drawn for the U.S., as she said. And the moon and Vesta are very close conjunction. What that means is they're almost to the same degree, so there's 30 degrees in each planet, asteroid, whatever. And when they're close to each other within 2 or 3 degrees, they're very close conjunction. So that's what it means. You get a lot of the two energies coming together to create a strong relationship. So this indicates exactly what we're talking about, a time when quiet, solitude, and service, the Vesta part, are very much favored. And I noticed today something on the local next door, somebody was posting something about, a senior center needing, help or needing some Christmas cheer or whatever. And the amount of people that volunteered was kind of overwhelming for the person that was receiving the notes, who was very happy about it. But, there's more of a drive you can kind of see in the world for people to want to be compassionate, to lift up others, to bring, spiritual energy in, deeper connections, more powerful connections. And of course, Pluto is always about deeper. So, so there's the solitude, the quiet, the time, and they're closely aligned in that 12th house, again, which is a lot of times the 12th house indicates stuff like karma, past lives, quiet things, hidden things, stuff like that. So because it's 12th house and it's the past and it's the karma and it's the hidden things, painful memories can be coming up in your solitude. If you're going in and looking at stuff is coming up. We've kind of noticed that in our groups that we're working on and reading and looking at the different spiritual traditions right now, that it is a time for that release that we were talking about. And it is a time to not push away or distract ourselves from painful things or shameful things or things we don't like coming up, but just really taking a deep breath into it and opening the hearts to it, feeling the initial hurt or pain, but then being able to transform it through the practice, through the acknowledgement of it, and through the awareness and acceptance of it. So this year in 2025, Kuan Yin had asked us to do her prayer. And those of you who've been doing it, daily and as a practice, let's say the first part of it together now. Dearest Lady Kuan Yin, we call on you to help us love and accept ourselves fully. We ask that you grant us a full measure of compassion for ourselves and for others, and we pray that those suffering in the world can see and feel your loving presence. We pray that hardened hearts will melt in the presence of your compassionate understanding, and that the waters of grace and compassion that you pour over the earth will nourish the seeds in all hearts, creating gardens of beauty within all living beings. And then we set the intention. So now think for a minute what you want to set as your intention. It is my intention to nourish the garden within myself, and then you can take a moment in silence and place those words in. In my heart, my garden flourishes, filling up and spilling over with the fragrance of the garden. So the memories that come up, the way Sonia puts it in the astrological way, she says they could be hard, but the stars indicate that it's a good time to cleanse ourselves from karma. And the channeling and the guides and the guardians indicate that this is a time of letting go, purifying our fields, and evolving. So it is definitely aligning. Then she says, all is not softness, contemplation, and quiet, because Mars is in Capricorn, and it's conjunct the sun and the moon. So when we bring Mars energy, Mars is the very masculine energy. It's the energy that's like do, go. It can even be very patriarchal, and it also can, out of alignment, it can be very aggressive. It can be very aggressive energy. So there's a great deal of energy with Mars in Capricorn. Remember, Capricorn is the manifesting sign we just talked about. So Mars does give you the energy to really get going and manifest that thing you're dreaming of. Actually make it real. So this is a very potent time to take those dreams of a better planet, a better life, a better you, a better diet, a better practice, to take those times and to have the energy to use Mars to harness it, to get you moving. You know, it's like the locomotion on the train. You want to get it going, get it moving. So, you know, setting the goals, setting the intentions, knowing what you want to do. And, you know, also knowing that the energy of this grounded Capricorn. So Capricorn is one of the cardinal signs. And the cardinal signs are the ones that are activators. They're the ones that get the action going. Somebody once said they're like the buttons that you push to get the energy moving, right? So Capricorn is the most grounded one because it's the cardinal earth sign. So it is, you know, connected to achievement and goal-oriented work. And it really has that energy, because it's ruled by Saturn, it really has that energy to get to work, you know, to put your shoulder into it, to put your consciousness into it. And it has a quality of slow and steady. So the Mars can activate you and speed you up. A lot of times if we just have a lot of Aries energy, we can speed up, get going, and fizzle out. But when you have the Capricorn in it, you can really make it happen. So both Mars, which is the male energy, and Venus are closely together in this this chart, because they are also conjunct. That's all it means. It means in partnership. It means they're near each other, degree-wise, planet-wise, and they can work in a partnership to balance the male and female selves within you more in harmony. So blending these energies, it's more productive than the separation that we've had in the past, and that we could have if the Mars, you know, and the Venus get very opinionated and pull away. So, you know, we have to look at that within ourselves. You know, your feminine energy is you're open, you're accepting, you're flowing, you're bringing in that vision, and your Mars is taking that vision and grounding it and making it happen. So a lot can be done. You know, if you've been wanting to write that book or lose that weight or go to that spa or start up that singing class or whatever it is, you know, this is the time to really get close to what you really want and then put it in motion. So how to understand and blend these energies is a real truth that's showing up in the chart. Jupiter. So Jupiter is the big planet. You know, when you look at your solar system, your Earth solar system, or when your kids make a science thing of the planets, that's the one they get the biggest ball for. They use the orange or whatever it is. So it is always bringing in a lot of energy. Jupiter is in Cancer right now, and it's in our country's 6th house, which is the house of health, service, and also work. You know, work. So it's the natural Virgo house. I know that well because that's where my son sits. And this is the house of healing as well. And so this 6th house placement with Jupiter in there is going to make that service bigger. It's also being in Cancer. You know, there's that devotion. There's maybe you can bring in that work for your spiritual practice, that discipline. You can get good results with it. So also, though, because it's in, you know, in Cancer, being gentle with the self is important. Cancer and Capricorn are kind of opposites of each other. So a Capricorn moon, remember the sun and the moon are in Capricorn along with Mars and Venus. The sun in Capricorn is that grounding that we talked about. The moon in Capricorn can be very critical of the mother energy, people with have moon in Capricorn, but it's also tending towards self-criticism, very much included. So right now, you know, bringing in the comfort of your circle, your friends, your family, spiritual, good stuff. So you remember maybe the past because we're digging up stuff, but we're allowing. Remember, allowing acceptance is key, Kuan Yin says. You know, call on me, say this prayer, dearest Lady Kuan Yin, I call on you to help me love and accept. Accept is very key in the beginning sentence, the beginning stanza of that prayer. So the acceptance of self and others can help also bring us together and move us away from that separation that we're seeing a lot. So this is a kind of time to bring forgiveness and comfort, recognition. When you open your heart, it's painful at first because it's closed down because something was painful. But when you start to open it, it gets all soft. Pema Chodron always says it's soft, and it's our soft inner shell that we try to protect. But when we open it, that's when we have the opportunity to really expand and to really live free from those constrictions, and to really feel love come in, which changes the way you look at everything. So watch out for criticism, she says, stuff like that. Find cooperation to achieve your goals. Kindness is more conducive to winning team members than criticism, says our friend and astrologer Sonia. With Venus in Sagittarius and a conjunction with Juno, the Queen of Heaven. Sorry, I think I said Venus was in Capricorn. She's right next door in Sag. The Queen of Heaven partnership is key to achieving great objectives. Sagittarius likes a pal and a buddy. Although we're on the cusp of beginning of our new lives, Saturn and Neptune, the giants of reality, are still 25 and 29 degrees Pisces. So this was a little bit important. When a planet, there's 30 degrees in each planet. When a planet is in 29 degrees, that means it's getting ready to roll over into a new space, a new energy. And so Pisces, I think, is, I'm not sure if it's Saturn or Pisces. Let me see. Saturn and Neptune. I think, Saturn's Pisces is the one that's at 29 degrees now. So astrologers like to call this the tipping point, because the next point after 29 degrees Pisces is 1 degree or 0 degrees Aries. That's my rising sign. Okay, 0 degrees, 1 degrees Aries. That is, the first couple of degrees. That's the button that starts a whole new wheel, a whole new life, a whole new time of being. And having Pisces in it is very powerful. That's how they can be transformed. They can be transformed into light energy and not be rumbling in the background all the time and creating issues. So, on a large scale level, there's a huge shamanic wave now. You might somehow connect to it. Those of you who have connections to indigenous past lives or indigenous people in this life, you may have noticed a feeling of suppression for different races, different religions, different everything. So it's going to come up in a lot of ways. And being forgiving, when we feel someone that's resentful for us, we often get defensive. So it's like kind of opening to understanding it more, acceptance of how it could possibly be there. It doesn't mean you're being a martyr, and it doesn't mean you're being, a mat that gets walked over. It means that you're looking at it with an understanding and acceptance, and you're bringing healing in for yourself and others. So be aware that that's around, and I expect that to be around for, on sort of a more extreme level, to be showing up for 3 or 4 months. So we may see more of these, outbursts where somebody can't handle the energy and they grab a weapon and they just kind of spray it out somewhere, and they have some reason that whoever they're spraying out is the other, and that the other in some way is going to make their life more uncomfortable. So we're in a process of moving out of this kind of mentality that's been on the earth for thousands of years in that old paradigm power chakra and a structure. So keeping that in mind, and coming back to the peace and the quiet within yourself, focusing on the breath and opening to the transmission, calling into our circle tonight the highest guidance, the highest powers of light that can support this group of individuals that is currently here listening, and anyone who's listening to the recording. So again, just shake out your body. Focus on your breath. Connect to the container of light around the body, below the feet, above the head, in front of the body, behind the body, to the right and the left of the body. Breathing in, pausing at the top of the breath, breathing out, pausing at the bottom of the breath, breathing in, breathing out. Connecting to your container of light and noticing what you notice. You breathe in. You pause at the top of your inhale. And you notice. You breathe out. You pause at the bottom of your exhale. And you notice. What thoughts were triggered? What's floating in your head? Watching them, but focusing on the breath. The breath is important. Drawing it into the lungs, the diaphragm, the body, through the nose. Pausing at the top. Releasing the breath through the mouth. A little bit of sound you can add to it if you like. And pausing at the bottom and noticing. Taking your mind and focusing it on your breath. Getting the rhythm. Breath in. Pause. Notice. Breath out. Pause. Notice. Breathing in through the nose. Drawing the energy in through the right nostril. And the left nostril. And bringing it to the third eye. Pausing there. Releasing the breath through the mouth and coming back to the heart. Heart and vision. Heart and crown. Intellect melting into the heart. Heart melting up into the intellect. Vision coming from the heart, opening the consciousness of the third eye, seeing cooperation, wholeness, releasing separation, duality. I am Kuan Yin, speaking from the garden, gently closing the eyes, if not already closed. Begin to see and feel the waves of energy at the back of the third eye, back of the forehead as you breathe in. Pause, notice. Breathe out. Pause, notice. Strengthening your container of light. Strengthening your light. Being at peace. Being whole. Being centered. I am Kuan Yin. Speaking from the garden. My feet now are into the earth. Your feet now, drawing into the center of the earth. Imagine roots coming from the bottom of the feet, toes in the sand or in the dirt, softened, feeling energy, pulling you down to the core and grounding you in truth, grounding you in sovereignty, grounding you in your inner knowing of your power that's gentle and strong and clear. Clarity coming to the third eye, the ability to bring forth and manifest the new world, the new reality. You are carrying the energy being, the asteroid being, is alive as I am alive. Your scientists do not understand that kind of life. They do not understand the sentience in it. They do not understand the power of it. You understand in your hearts, and you are receiving from great beings of light that are sending their energy towards your planet in new ways. You've experienced it as a downloading of light into your earth, and a changing within the Mother Earth. The old earth shell is crumbling. The old belief system of her being a pile of resources for you to use. This is what is in the process of breaking up. What is coming beneath it, what is blossoming and coming to the surface is amazing, is the golden age, is the golden cities that were prophesied in the past. You are bringing a new world of love and light into the planet by bringing it into your hearts tonight and every night. On this solstice, in this month of December, in this ending of this year that you have on your calendar as 2025, You are in a time of releasing, turning gently now and looking back, seeing what you have been letting go of and what still trails behind and needs clipping now, needs letting go of now, shaking the fingers, shaking the toes, noticing the parts of the body that have sticky webs, holding you to old beliefs that no longer work for you, bringing the vibrational energy into the body through the toning. We will ask you to tone Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om. So together 3 times. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om. It is enough to have the intention of bringing peace into every aspect in your life. It is helpful to chant this chant 3 more times. We'll invite you out loud, those of you who have whispered it. Be full of joy, full of glee, and express it through your body, through your vibration, your frequency. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om. Indeed, Om is a chant that is a purifying chant. Chanting Om during your day can help with the purification process. You can help with it by walking and being on the earth and letting your mind rest. The tension in your neck and your shoulders is not quite melted away yet. You are becoming easier in your lower chakras as you are letting the Mother Earth, the new healed whole Mother Earth, support you and connect with you, and you are beginning to understand her on at least a visceral level, if not an intellectual level, drawing her into your hearts and seeing her love for you. She has given, and she still gives. The anger around the earth is not the earth herself so much as those who love the earth and observe the earth being raped, being pillaged, being used. And they have set curses, and they have set energies of resentment deeply into the earth. These are in the process of leaving. You have understood, I think many of you think, remember, remind, times when you have gone into spaces and you have felt energy in that space. It has felt peaceful. It has felt disruptive. It has felt worrisome. It has felt supportive. So there are times that you've gone to a space in nature, on the earth, in a church, in a temple, in a place where lots of love and circles were shared, and you can feel the energy still there. Same being said for times and spaces where there was sorrow, where there was killing, where there was deceit, where there was anger, where the resentment buried deep. Now the earth is releasing them, just like the pores of the body would release toxins. You know, when you transition from your early years in life and the hormones come in, shaping you into a man or a woman, shaping you into an adult being, that often the skin has eruptions and the hormones start to create toxins releasing from the body. The sweat smells stronger and so on and so forth. These are, this is indicative of what is happening in the earth. It's simply in a transition period. It is not angry at you or towards you, and yet there is anger and resentment within the earth, trapped there by the areas of humans that suffered or gave up or got depressed or died in violence, so on and so forth, in places on the earth. And there are places on the earth where this happened in large-scale deaths and large-scale torture and punishment. You know this. You know what your wars are like. You know what oppression looks like. You have all experienced it on your earth. And of course, no one wants oppression. And so the way to face it is to go deep within the self that understands persecution, that understands oppression, that has been there on either sides of the coin at different times for various reasons. It's not time to blame or judge. It is time to heal. We are Kuan Yin. We are speaking from the planet. We are speaking from the center of the planet, the garden of the planet of the new earth. We are standing on the garden of the new earth and knowing that is coming up and blossoming and that you are bringing it to the surface. Your love, your light, your vision. I am Kuan Yin, speaking from the garden, letting the energy come in, breathing out, breathing in. There is a myriad of higher beings here collecting around the circle this evening because of the connections that many of you have with the angels, the archangels, the guides, the guardians. There is a circle here joyously coming over this space of energy that you are creating. Your crown chakras open up to receive. Your heart chakras open up to receive. Imagine a crown of flowers at the top of your head and a crown of flowers surrounding your heart, and the lotus within begins to blossom. Imagine the feet of connecting to the earth and feeling the power of the new earth and the support of the new earth, releasing old fears, releasing old sorrows, releasing old energies. We are Kuan Yin. Breathing out, breathing in. Your bodies are opening. Your crown is ready to receive. Check the container of light around the body, below the feet, above the head, in front of the body, behind, to the right and the left. And aligned with your crown, at the top of your container of light, there's an opening, and the light streams in, and the light streams out, and it streams through the center of your being. As was said, there are many higher beings here tonight, your guides, your guardians, your connections. We are here through your prayers. The Great Mother is here. The All-Mother is here, and many of the divine feminine energies, including the buffalo white calf woman, bringing you the energy of the pipe of peace. The vibration of Shanti that you have said before is peace, the energy of peace, and the peace pipe is the connection, the bowl, the feminine, the stem, the masculine, coming together in unity. Imagine receiving the peace pipe, receiving it along with the sword of light. Imagine them coming together, the sword of light laid across the palms of your hand, and within its center absorbing the peace pipe, absorbing the balance of the divine feminine and the divine masculine. I am Archangel Michael, and I speak tonight. I have come to deliver the last download of light. I have come to bring that to this circle tonight. You will continue to be open, drawing energy into your bodies in the dream time. We ask you to take the rest of this day and night through this long night, through this long darkness. We ask you to be conscious. We ask you to be with yourselves. Be with yourselves in ritual. Be with yourselves in cleansing. Make yourself a pool of water and enter into that water. Make yourself a circle of light with sage and incense around you tonight. Find a way to continue the energy download even after you pass out of the sound of the circle tonight. I am Michael, burning bright, bringing the sword of truth and light, aligning it with the divine feminine energy of the peace pipe tonight. The energy of Kuan Yin, she brings you the lotus, I bring the sword. The energy of white calf woman, white buffalo calf woman, she brings the bowl and she brings the stem. And together we merge this into one. And you bring the divine energy through the shamanic vibration of the earth into peace and harmony. And you help with the lifting of the old resentment from the earth, from the tribes, from the people. We are Michael Burning Bright. We are white buffalo calf woman with you tonight. We are Kuan Yin in the garden bright. Coming together now, opening the palms of the hands, laying them open to receive your gifts. You may receive a lei of flowers. You may receive a sword of light. You may receive a pipe of peace. You may receive starlight in the palm of each hand. Whatever you receive tonight is important and gives you a connection. Your sword of truth and light indicates that you are here to cut ties in your life to old energies and to perhaps wield that sword of truth and light for others as a beacon, as a lighthouse, as a flame, and as a tool to help them cut ties and release. If you receive the pipe of peace, you are bringing the energy of peace deeply within your own being and radiating it back out as the energy vibration and the smoke roars through your being. Cleansing, yes indeed, but bringing that cleansing into space, into the earth, and into others. It may take you into gardens, it may take you into temples, it may take you into buildings. You may be drawn to something like feng shui, or you may be simply being someone who sages and clears the energy in the space where you are staying and your friends are staying, and so on and so forth. You are a walking vibration of peace. For those who receive the flower crown or the flower necklace, the flower lei, those of you are connecting to the earth more deeply. You're connecting to the flower energy within your being, and you're blossoming it forth in the world. Some will do it through sound and song and vibration. Some will do it through communicating with plants and flowers and the elemental world. For the elemental world is waking up again, and as it wakes up, it is moving, having as your earth human collective is having the opportunity to evolve. The elements are having the opportunity to evolve, and the old magic of the earth wakes up again to her true nature. Breathing out, breathing in. We are Michael Burning Bright with that sword of truth and light, with that flower necklace crown tonight, and with that pipe of peace. Bringing the palms up, keeping the fingers spread, taking the pointer finger and the thumb, touching them together as the other fingers spread out, and you feel the palms, the centers of your hands, reaching up to receive the light, toning Om 3 times for purification, 3 times for grounding you in the truth of your light, and 3 times for receiving a vision tonight. Om. 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 It's a perfect time for blessing the water. Continue toning if you wish. Bring the water to the heart chakra, holding it close to the heart, breathing it in. Cleansing has begun in the bodies, indeed. Blessing the water through the palms of the hand and the heart, breathing in the loop, heart to crown, crown to heart, breathing out, breathing in. We are Michael burning bright, bringing the sword of truth and light. The bodies melt, the bodies dissolve. The ego goes, and you move into harmony. These moments in time, coming together in the circles of light, give you the opportunity to experience this. The dream time is elemental. Tonight, the dream time is filled with starlight. Your dreams are important. Purify and cleanse before bed. Smoking the body with the sage or the incense, clearing the aura, sending it up to the light, bringing the body into the salted ritual bath with scents and oils, cleansing before you enter into the cave of sleep tonight, inviting in support, clarity, inviting in the beginning of the manifestation of your new world, reminding yourself that you are love and loved. We are Kuan Yin, Archangel Michael, White Buffalo Calf Woman, and many beings of light from above. The elements of the earth dance in joy, releasing from old bondages. As more and more elementals release, you may experience more changes in the environment through the release of the energy on the earth. The winds may blow stronger. The waters may boil and roil and froth and spin. The air is clearing. The element of spirit becomes clearer. The fires may roar, and the earth may rumble. The mountains may shift, and the stones may tumble. Embrace this with joy. Stay centered, stay balanced. Know that you are the light and the change is coming. Manifest your joy. Plant the seeds tonight. Set the intentions. We are Kuan Yin. Speaking from the garden, we are Kuan Yin. It's time now for us to leave the body and the circle tonight. We are here to bring you dreams, the Galactic Brotherhood, Sisterhood, the angels and the guides surrounding you, speaking to your hearts. Archangels Michael and Raphael, Gabriel, Raziel, Ariel, many around you tonight. Divine Mother aspects. Kali comes into your dreams tonight, dear sister, to help you see the darkness that you are releasing, to help you feel the triumph in letting go. Mother Mary comes and blesses you, charming sister of the light. And brothers dear, we surround you, Arcturians, Syrians, angels of light. There are many of us here for all of you tonight. Feel the collective energy. In the dark shadow of the night, you can go deeper and deeper. You can go into the womb and be reborn again as the light begins its journey to balance and then fullness, spring and then summer. The summer seeing the manifestation, the spring seeing the sprouts. 3 months, 6 months, the influence of this night is important and strong for you in releasing your light and understanding who you are more fully. Affecting the collective all, breathing in, breathing out. 3 times 3 again. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om. Om Shanti, Om Shanti.